That's right, folks. We're back here at FTN. Mike Randle, college basketball season. Happy return to us here at FTN College Basketball, and that is a mimosa. You're darn right it is. The sweet taste of college basketball being back here again with us at FTN. FTN Bets, you can see on the bottom of the screen, you have to join us. 50% off your first month. Use the promo code at the bottom of the screen flying around there. It's college basketball 2023. We are ready to rock and roll. Last year, we dominated. We have an incredible team of college basketball experts here, and we're going to give you the picks, articles, rankings, everything you need. And I'm going to come to you 3 times a week, picking different days. This week, it's going to be today, it's going to be Friday, and it's going to be Saturday, where we give you the picks of the day. Today, I have 19. That's right, 19 picks for you across the college basketball slate. We have scenes, we have some thoughts, and we will take the information and make it a fluid process. I am not wasting any time. We're jumping right into it, folks. Here we go, right across the slate. First one, Georgia +5 against Oregon. This game is in Las Vegas. Yes, you have heard me right. I am backing Mike White in this game, getting 5 points. Oregon is extremely banged up. You have the big man Dante inside. You have Jermaine Couisnard. They've been in and out of practice. All-American true freshman Mookie Cook is out for the first month for ankle surgery for Oregon. I certainly recognize that Kario Okindo now in Oregon. This could be a revenge game for him, but I don't know how Oregon's conditioning is going to be. They're going to get up and down the floor, Georgia. Mike White, when they've lost his top 3 scorers, little shaky, but in a neutral court game where I expect it to be ugly, where Georgia is the healthier team, I'm going to take the 5 points. Also, Georgia has 6'9" VCU transfer Jalen Deloach to battle Dante inside. So I think 5 is simply too much. Don't like Georgia. Don't like Mike White. You know that, but we're taking the Bulldogs here +5 in Las Vegas. That's our first game. Next game up, Niagara +8.5 against Notre Dame. We're also going to go under 126 in this game. Listen, Niagara with Greg Paulus, tough defensive team, great on the boards. They were fantastic on the boards within conference last year. They limited second chance points, and they were second in the MAC in defensive rebounding percentage. They are playing a Notre Dame team that is completely revamped. Micah Shrewsbury's come over from Penn State. Mike Bray, after a long, great career with Notre Dame, he is now gone. A lot of players they have to replace. They have 2 freshmen, Marcus Burton and Braden Shrewsbury. That's Micah's son. 2 freshmen in the backcourt. So you're telling me that Notre Dame, which will not have a big home court advantage against Niagara today, with 2 freshmen in the back, and the only returning player is Matt Zona, who averaged 1.7 points per game last year, you're going to lay 8.5 points? I don't think so. I also think Niagara gets their tempo today, so I like the under 126 in this game and Niagara getting points. You're going to see a theme here. I like getting points with underdogs, with small schools, because the general public is going to take the bigger team. I like a small school like Niagara, keep their tempo, keep their rebounding, get 8.5, get the game under. The underdog and the under always marries well. If you watched the show last year, you knew this one was coming. Radford +18.5 against North Carolina. I know each year should be its own separate entity, but I'm going back to the well, and this was profitable last year. North Carolina, 11-20-2 against the spread, and I get that maybe Caleb Love was a major problem, addition by subtraction, but they open here against a disciplined Radford team that's always in contention for the Big South title and brings a lot of players back and is projected second again to UNC Asheville, who we like against Michigan coming up tomorrow. Head coach Darius Nichols, wonderful job, enters his 3rd season coming off of college, a CBA semifinals last year. Radford has quality players. They have Villanova Wildcat Brian Antoine. They have Truth Harris, who's an explosive, super fast JUCO point guard. Radford last year challenged themselves. They lost to Marquette by 10 on the road. They lost to Notre Dame by 3. I don't believe in Hubert Davis. I'm going back to this one here. You're going to give me 18.5 with Radford. No one's betting Radford unless you know college basketball. I will take that here. Next up, Virginia, Tarleton State. Billy Gillespie, under 126. Virginia, no Kihei Clark in the backcourt. And a lot of players coming in. Virginia's going to get their pace, and I don't trust their offense, even with Ryan Dunn, who's an incredible talent for Virginia. Billy Gillespie's Tarleton State team comes in. They have a lot of turnover. This just seems to be a slow, muck-it-up game. I don't think Tarleton State is going to score consistently at Virginia, and I don't think Virginia's offense is ready to click this early in the season. So a slower pace, under, sloppy, typical Virginia at-home game. We're going under 126 there. If you want to tell me that Adrian Autry is going to breathe life into the Syracuse team, I'm fine with that. I just think it's going to take some time. He's going more man-to-man defense than zone. Now here comes New Hampshire. Now, New Hampshire is an interesting team. They have Clarence Daniels inside who averaged a double-double. Okay, this is a pick against Syracuse more than anything else. Could Syracuse win? Could Autry really breathe life and they get a blowout here? I guess, but it's going to be completely vacant in the Dome for this game. I need to see it with them first. Former Bucknell coach Nathan Davis coming over to replace longtime coach Bill Harrion from New Hampshire. I think Davis had success at Bucknell, didn't end the best way, but he's a smart coach. He's a savvy guy. You saw him have success with the Bison. I think this is a good matchup here, and I think it's too many points. Syracuse has struggled in these matchups at home. You want to say it's a proximity sort of rivalry feel. I get it. There's going to be growing pains with Autry. I don't think they dominate right away. Syracuse has struggled under Boeheim with this. I don't believe in the Magic in the first year. We'll take 16 points with New Hampshire as well. This one I grabbed at 7.5. It has dropped already to 6. The Mountaineers are in disarray. Bob Huggins out. Kirk Creason now suspended for 9 games. Their point guard. Missouri State returns 62.5% of their minutes per Torvik. Their starting 5 is likely all juniors and seniors. This is head coach Dana Ford. This is a veteran Missouri State team. This is a West Virginia team in disarray with a first-year coach without Kirk Creason. Enough. The Bears shot 62.6% from the free throw line last year, Missouri State. That's got to regress. It was fourth worst in college basketball. They have a healthy point guard in Matthew Lee, who's tore ACL in the BYU game. By the way, Missouri State went on the road to BYU last year and only lost by 2. I'm thinking even money line in this matchup in an early season play. Veteran mid-major, good coach, empty gym, overvalued West Virginia. I'm on it, absolutely. The next one should not surprise you here. UNBC and Louisville. Louisville, reports are there's arguing, there's fighting. They were horrific last year in the non-conference. I think Kenny Payne's in some trouble. Maybe a guy who's better to be assistant coach than a head coach. We are taking UNBC +9 at Louisville. I need to see it here. UNBC continuity. They played tough. They had some big wins last year within the America East Conference, and Louisville reportedly played poorly in the secret scrimmage, losing to a Division II school. Again, just like North Carolina, come back to me here. I need to see it again. It was profitable last year, and I have no reports that I should now be backing Louisville when they've lost so many players from last year's team. We are going with UNBC +9. Few more here. Folks, Charleston -7.5 versus Iona. I got it at 6.5. Do we think Tobin Anderson is just going to bring FDU Magic to Iona, who's returning just 12.8% of their minutes per Torvik on the road against the CAA overwhelming favorite in Charleston? Charleston will pound you on the boards. They'll defend the arc. They push the pace, and you're going to have Iona relying on 7-footer Osborne Shima, thin player inside. He is not going to be able to get up and down the court with Charleston. This is a Tobin Anderson influence line. This is Iona with Rick Pitino, both of which are completely different. Charleston is not going to have to sag off the shooters that Iona has to dominate Shima inside. I don't see it here. We're going to take Charleston -7.5. I think they win comfortably. You know, I normally back Carm Marciello. I love him up at Siena. Holy Cross. A lot of players back. They've competed well. 6.5 points is a lot here for Holy Cross. Holy Cross was able, with a veteran backcourt, to play tough last year. Now you have Siena replacing their entire team. They battled injuries as well. A lot of turnover with Siena. Holy Cross has played well. Familiarity. I like the Crusaders here getting 6.5 at Siena. I love Siena. I love them in the big game, especially at night. In this matchup today, I'm taking Holy Cross +6.5. I faded Villanova last year. I'm doing it again. 21.5 points with American. Villanova, I know they have the veterans. I know that this is a big year for them, but Villanova has struggled to cover point spreads at home. American is a team that is gritty. You saw them last year when they ended up playing Georgetown. They played very well. They are not afraid of the big moment here, playing against bigger schools. American should be able to shoot well. They were great last year on the interior. They were 13th in the country, 55.8% inside. I expect them to do well again this year. They have Dwayne Simpkins, who's come over now, should breathe life into this program. I don't like Villanova covering big spreads early in the season in the non-conference, especially against an American team that is close by. We will take American +21.5. Normally, I love Vermont but they are replacing a lot of players, and Merrimack is very tough, and they get their pace. So these are two teams here that want to play at a slow pace. This is a Vermont team that has a lot of new moving parts that John Becker has to get back together again, and now they're playing a Merrimack team that is very disciplined under Joe Gallo. Remember, Merrimack actually has the longest winning streak coming into this season at 11 because last year they could not be in the postseason. So they have a good group back. Joe Gallo slows it down. Vermont also slows it down. Tough and home. I don't like that number being at 130. If it was at 123, 122, be a stay away. But we're going under here in a low-scoring game between Merrimack and Vermont. If Kentucky's not ready to go today, God help them. Let's take a look at this Kentucky team, what we have going on here. New Mexico State finished 9-15 last year, 2-10 in the WAC. They ended their season in early February because of the hazing scandal. They fired their coach. They lost every single player on their team due to the portal or graduation. Now they're going to Lexington to face a Kentucky team that's starting to feel the heat and needs to have a big season here. John Calipari, they keep saying only one title in all the time he's been there at Kentucky. They're going to come out ready to go. These are normally sleepy spots. We've seen Vermont. We saw Evansville beat them with Walter McCarty when he was there. I don't think there's anything sleepy here. I think they pound it. The Wildcats can struggle in these non-conference games, but I just don't see New Mexico State with all the changeover, all the players, the season ending early, coming in and covering any number under 20. This line has moved the other way, went from 18.5 down to 17. Fine, I'm taking it, laying the points. One of my favorite teams this year is the Wisconsin Badgers. Wisconsin, one of the most veteran teams returning, disciplined style, Greg Gard, Tyler Wall, everything about them. They will control this pace. I like it to be under because Wisconsin is going to control it. I don't think Arkansas State can push the pace. I think Wisconsin gets their pace and they eventually just wear you down. They shoot free throws well. They don't turn the ball over. They have a lot of returning players, and you know my lean. Last year, the reason we were so successful with Florida Atlantic is because we had a veteran team that was well coached, that shot the three well, that made their free throws, and that played defense. Check, 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 check. I like this Wisconsin team at home. They will get easy buckets off of Arkansas State, and Arkansas State will not be able to come from behind a Wisconsin because they are so darn disciplined. How would we possibly have a show without fading Johnny Dawkins, huh? FIU coming in, the Johnny Dawkins fades is live again. No home court advantage in Orlando. Double digits on an intrastate game is always frisky, especially with UCF. They did lose Denver Jones, FIU, but they are deep. They had freshmen and sophomores last year, so even though their record is not where it was 2 years prior, they are deep. They push the pace. They can score. They're well coached. 10 points too much. Show it to me, UCF. Remember last year we started slow with Johnny Dawkins, but he gave it back to us and we were able to make a profit at the end of the year. So I am fading UCF until further notice. Double digits at home. I take it against almost anyone. And the last game we have, one more, folks. I'm high on TJ Alselberger. I love TJ Alselberger against Green Bay. Both teams are not looking to push the pace here. Cyclones under 131. It's very similar to the Virginia game. I expect a slow pace. I expect a score in the first half to be something like 36-17, something along those lines. Iowa State cruises here, moves forward, and slows the pace. Let's see if we can get some comments here. They're flying in. I appreciate this. We got high rolling. Let's go. Appreciate that, man. Austin going with new season. Yeah, we had a great one last year. Let's hope we can keep it going here. Good old Taylor Travis. Thanks for doing this, Mike. Pretty damn giddy. I'm ready too, man. I cannot wait. Trevor, of course, is here all the time. We got Trevor telling us Kentucky, Louisville loses today. I think they do also, man. I listen, it's Missouri. You have to show it to me. It was profitable last year with North Carolina. It was profitable last year with Louisville. I am going to stay with it until further notice. And let's see. Oh, yeah, this question, Taylor. I did not touch on this one. I did see this one here with the Bonnies against Longwood. You know, Longwood can get up and down the floor. My lean was Longwood. My lean when I first saw this game was Longwood. I just like the other games better here. So, of course, I may add this later on. We'll see how the day goes. But I do lean Longwood because St. Bonaventure in the non-conference at home has not been fantastic unless they had a veteran team like Osuni, Jaron Holmes. Those teams were locked in. So I'm concerned a little bit about St. Bonaventure's here moving forward. Hoot, hoot, sir. You got it, Niall. Appreciate it. Folks, we will be back Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday this week because we go by the slate. It's going to change each week. Once we get into the regular season, NFL slows down. We'll have our regular shows, which will usually be Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. But we'll be back on Friday and Saturday of this week. Mike Randle, college basketball. Join us here at FTN. I can't wait to get started. Our team is ready to go. We're going to kill it again like we did last year. College hoops, folks. Mimosa for you and yours. Cheers, everybody.